Okay, so my last video got more traction than I expected it to. And that video is about a song that I've been trying to find for years. And since that video is getting traction, there are two more things that I am trying to find, and I've posted multiple times to Reddit and nobody can find it. So I'm going to talk about that in this. And again, I'm putting like lost media in the title just because it gets traction. I don't know if these things are actually lost media. Something tells me they might be, especially the one. Yeah. So, and I'll also talk about the song that I'm trying to find at the end too, just so, if somebody finds this video, they might see well, okay. Just in case someone finds this video, they can maybe if they know that song, yeah. Why do I talk? So the first thing I am looking for is what I believe to be an anime, maybe, or something from the late 90s, early 2000s. And I believe it has to do with fairies or gnomes or something. And it is not David the Gnome. It is absolutely not David the Gnome. From what I remember, it looks nothing like David the Gnome. The characters, from what I remember, are like little chibi-ish, very cute, small creatures with, I think, pastel-colored hair and maybe pointed hats. I remember a lot of them were wearing white, and there was some kind of celebration. And the art style was very like light and fantasy-ish and pretty. And I think it takes place during a wedding, and it's during the springtime, and I can see like flower petals falling, and I think people are throwing flowers as well. I believe they might be along a river, but I can't remember quite, if that's part of what I remember, or if what I'm remembering is part of this, or if it's part of something else. But it's not the Littles. It's not David the Gnome. There was this little anime that I had found that had a similar vibe, but it wasn't it. From everything I found, it was not it. And I'll put it like up with a picture of it like right here so that you guys know what I'm talking about, because I don't remember what it is. But I'll remember it when I'm editing. And my dad got me this on VHS back in like the early 2000s. I think he found it at a store called Ollie's, or maybe he found it at Big Lots. It was like, what I'm saying is it was a discount thing. It was not, I don't think it was anything super popular at the time. So that probably, that's going to make it hard to find. I do believe it's an anime, but I could be completely wrong. But what I'm remembering in my head was very much like a kid's anime. And no matter what I Google, I cannot find it. But it definitely, I don't know, I keep seeing these little people in white clothes with pastel hair and a celebration. And I did find one other person on Reddit a while back who remembered the exact same thing. Except they're the ones who figured out that it was probably a wedding. Because I originally just thought it was a party or maybe like a spring celebration. But no, it was definitely a wedding. Sadly, their post is gone. I actually messaged them after finding it, and they never found out what it was. I had a screenshot of their post for a while, but then I ended up losing everything on my phone. So I don't have that anymore, and they deleted their post. And I think they deleted their account. Yeah. So that's the first one. The second one, I feel like I have an even lower chance of finding or having anyone else remember. This was back in the 90s, early mid 90s, when I was a toddler. I think it was probably about 4 when I watched it. 4 or 5, maybe 6. So, it was a long ass time ago. But I had a bunch of these like really low quality directed VHS tapes of like kids programs that, as far as I know, maybe they played on TV once or twice, but they're probably just for VHS for, a make a quick buck type thing. But it was like a children's program with live children and they were in this like blue setting. I don't recall it having like features like grass or trees or anything. It was just like a light blue room with steps and platforms, and there was a bunch of kids playing with toys and running around. And I believe there was like little puppet characters, but they weren't like Jim Henson puppets. They were like really low quality little hand puppets. And there was one adult that I can remember, and she sits in the middle of this room, and she's singing a song about one of the puppets who is a mouse. No, it is not. It is not Mickey Mouse. I've had so many people say, well, it's clearly Mickey Mouse. It was not Mickey Mouse. As far as I can tell, this was not a Disney production. If it was very low quality for Disney back in the day. But hi, baby. She's sitting in this blue room singing this song about this mouse. And the mouse is like a little gray puppet mouse, as I said. And the song this woman is singing is about how the mouse is an imaginary friend, I think, and how nobody other than kids can see her, except for, of course, the woman singing somehow. I don't know. But basically, I remember the lyrics being something along the lines of, your mommy can't see me, your daddy can't see me, your big brothers and sisters can't see me, only you can see me. That's just vaguely what I remember. It's probably not the exact lyrics. But I've been going crazy trying to find this, and I realize it's going to be hard because I don't think a lot of those cheap VHS programs were ever backed up anywhere. There's a whole slew of them that I know are probably lost media at this point. But for some reason, it has stuck with me. It was not particularly entertaining, but it has stuck with me, and it's annoying me that I cannot find it, and I cannot find anyone else who remembers it, and I would like to find it so I can finally see it and know what it's called. So if anyone else remembers this, please, if you have a copy of it, find it somewhere. I don't know. If you think you might have a copy of it in your parents' attic or something, get to it quick, because VHS tapes, I believe, are starting to erode because they're not meant to last super long. Yeah. And now for that song, for those of you who did not see my previous video, I am looking for a song that I heard. In my original video, I said in 2010. That was not correct. I think the song was from around 2010, at most 2013, because I believe I heard the song around 2013. The song is a very lo-fi sounding, depressive electronic song. It has two voices, a male robotic voice that sounds sort of like a Vocaloid, and a very high-pitched, breathy female voice that is reminiscent of the Nicole Dollanganger. For a while there, I thought it could be her, but I have not found anything of hers that is even similar to this, not even any of the collabs or remixes that she has done. So, but the theme of the song is, from what I could remember, the robot voice is a neglectful or abusive partner, and the girl is singing about how lonely she is even in this relationship. And the only lyric I can remember is a spoken word part that says, in a almost hush whisper, and even when I'm with you, but even when I'm with you, I feel so alone. And that's like one of the most generic lyrics you could ever write, because I found so many songs with similar lyrics, and none of them are it. I have checked everything. I have checked Google, I've checked Genius, I've checked a few other websites. Nothing comes up. Nothing comes up on Spotify when I search by lyrics. I have a feeling that it was actually an unreleased song, because at the time, a friend of mine, we had a shared Dropbox for a project we were working on, and it was actually on my account. And she let her girlfriend use it to put her stuff on it. I wasn't happy about that. But I ended up snooping because I was that way. And I was like, she had music on there and I wanted to know what the music was, and that's how I found this song. I don't remember this thing having like a proper title or name or anything like that. I think it just had a file name and nothing else. I really am starting to suspect that maybe the girlfriend had made music and just never released it. I know her name and I've looked her up and nothing comes up for music under her name unless she's using something else. I've even checked SoundCloud at this point. You know I'm desperate if I'm checking SoundCloud. But there's a big chance that it was never released. I asked my friend about it and she doesn't have contact with that ex-girlfriend anymore. I don't know how to reach her anymore. We didn't get along for the most part, so there's a chance that she wouldn't even tell me if she, I asked her, so. But if you do happen to see this, girly, and, you know what I'm talking about, I'm willing to put the past behind us. I just want to know what the hell that song is, because it was a really good song. So, yeah. I have already ruled out Poppy and Grimes. It is none of their songs. I think Poppy was too young to have done this song when it was released. I could be wrong, but I don't think she's old enough to have been the one to release that song. And so many people insist it's Yolandi Visser without giving me any solid proof. I have gotten downvoted on Reddit for saying, no, it's not her. But they're like, yes, it is. But I'm like, where's the video? Where's the audio? Send me something. Like, please, if you have anything, let me know. So, yeah. Those are the 3 things I'm currently looking for. I don't really have high hopes of finding the VHS tape. But I do kind of have high hopes of... Well, I mean, 2 of those were VHS tapes. Let me rephrase that. I don't have very high hopes of finding the kids program with the little mouse. That, I don't know. I feel like that's dust in the wind at this point. I do have high hopes for the anime, though. I don't know. I could be wrong. But yeah, if you recognize any of these things, please just leave a comment and let me know. I feel like I'm going insane trying to find them. Yeah. Thank you.